Good morning. Welcome to Thursday yoga. Let's come on into our comfortable space. I'm going to start upright. So if you would like to join, you can come into a comfortable, maybe cross-legged, or maybe this morning I'll do with my legs tucked back, and I like to sit on a block to just give my hips a little height, take a little pressure off the knee joints. So find any kind of comfortable space for yourself. And if you are upright, then sit nice and tall. Sit nice and tall through the spine. Let the shoulders get heavy. Let your hands rest anywhere on your lap so that you can encourage that softening through the shoulders. And then let's start. Just take a deep inhale. Bring the arms overhead. And then bring them through heart center at the exhale. And do that again. Inhale deeply. Exhale. And one more time. Inhale, sweep the arms high. This time, open mouth, exhale. As you bring your hands through and back onto your lap. And now just coming into your natural, easy pace of breath in and out through the nose. And just starting to watch it, starting to settle into your space. Letting your physical body feel grounded, but lifted. And then just checking in first with your physical body, maybe doing a quick scan from the top of the head, through the face, the jaw, the neck, the shoulders, the back, and just feel as you move your awareness down through your body, if there's any tightness, if there's any feeling at all, just send your breath there for that moment. Move on down through your shoulders, through the arms, and then through the back body, through the torso, the hips, the legs, the knees, the ankles. Take your time. Just breathing in nice and slowly, nice and easily the whole way through. And checking in with what's going on this morning with your thoughts in your head. Just notice what was happening right there before my words broke your thoughts. And see if you can bring your breath to fill up that space. Another inhale. Nice long, slow exhale. Another few rounds of breath here, just continuing to watch it, continuing to focus on the breath. Let it kind of block out anything else going on in your head, in your world this morning. Try to let the breath be the only thing you're thinking about for the next 3 rounds. Your next inhale, sweep the arms high again. Exhale through to heart center. This time pause here. Let's use the next breath to set an intention. Maybe this morning a dedication, sending your energies and thoughts outward, or a focus of thought, a word, a phrase, a mantra that comes to mind. And whenever you're Ready, you can release your hands back into your lap. And we'll start this morning with a little alternate nostril breath work. So continue to stay in your comfortable position if you would like to. If you're laying on your back or belly, maybe come to an upright. You can also come against a wall if that's comfortable for you. Just kind of let your shoulders rest there. It helps encouraging that lift from the heart and from the spine. So we'll take the right hand, the first two fingers between your eyebrows. Take your ring finger to block the left side nostril, and then take a deep inhale through the right side. And then with the thumb, block the right side and exhale through the left. Inhale left. And exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. We'll take two more rounds. Make sure you're following your pace of breath. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. And the last round, follow your pace. When you've completed the exhale on the right side, release that hand back into your lap. Take an inhale through both nostrils. And an open mouth exhale. And then just come back into your own pace of breath, in and out through the nose. Just letting your breath and your heart rate settle back into its easy pace, its natural rhythm. And then with your next inhale, sweep the arms high again. And then you can bring them through heart center with your exhale. Bring them down in front and just come up to your knees. Sorry, I was going to say all fours, but come on up to your knees. Take an inhale again, sweep the arms high. And then with the right fingertips, grab the left wrist. Take an inhale, lift up, and exhale, just an easy bend to the right. Feeling that left side of the body start to lengthen and open. Try to keep your heart facing toward the front of the room. So if you notice that you're facing and your gaze is toward the mat, see if you can just turn open a little bit more. Use an inhale breath to come back up to center, and then we'll switch sides. Grab the right wrist with the left fingertips. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, take it over. Just let your body soften here for a breath or two. And then use an inhale to come back up. Send the arms high for an inhale. And then exhale, release them to your lower back, fingers facing toward the sky, and we'll take a little heart opener. So fingers facing straight up to the sky. They can be anywhere in your back. If this is uncomfortable or doesn't work for your shoulders, you can just bring your hands right to your hips. But as much as you can have your hands on your back body, it's just going to encourage the shoulders and the sternum to open. So then inhale the shoulders towards your ears and then bring them together on your back like you're squeezing that tennis ball right between your shoulder blades. And then as much as you can, let them get heavy down your back. And at that same time, lift from your heart center. So very small, subtle movements, but that can encourage the opening through the front of the body, using the muscles on the back of the body. And the hands are really just there for support. So if you notice that you feel yourself kind of dropping back or leaning into your hands, try to just come up out of the pose a little bit. So with the hands just there for support, you could even remove them The hands are really encouraging the shoulders, and the back body is just kind of a nice place for them to land. Let's take another breath in. And then as you exhale, just come back up to center, guide your hips back towards your heels, and come on into a child's pose. So for this first one, let's walk our hands forward. Stay with tented fingertips, round through the back body, feel the lower back expanding. And then just let the forehead come toward the earth. It doesn't even have to touch, just moving in that direction. Breathing into the back body, expanding with each breath. And take another full breath here. And then come on up to all fours. Come onto your table. And find your balance here first. So shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees, core engaged. So try not to be rounding and try not to be sagging. So just really conscious of those abdominal muscles working there to support your body. Take another breath in here. And then we're going to come into another heart opener, puppy dog or Ukutasana. So start walking your hands forward. Try to keep, see just then if you were watching, my hips started to move forward. See if you can keep your hips over your knees. Walk your hands forward just a little bit and then start to drop your heart. Try to keep your gaze forward as you drop your heart until your body resists. When you get to the place where it's not going to drop in any further, then go ahead and turn your forehead toward the earth. Or maybe you drop in a little further, drop your chin. Some of you maybe drop your chest all the way down. So take it to your depth. Take a few breaths when you get there. Take another full round of breath here. And then to come out, start to bring the pressure onto your forearms. Start to reverse the curve of the lower back and then just bring your whole body forward onto your belly. Nice and slowly. And come right into your Sphinx. So elbows are underneath your shoulders. Forearms are extended forward. Fingertips spread wide. Soften through the lower body. And then gently press down through the forearms. Lift the belly button. Lift the heart and soften the shoulders. And feel the front of the body lengthening from the hip flexors all the way up through the sternum in a little bit different way than we just did the heart opener in our puppy dog and then also in our sort of half standing pose. Take another breath in. And then as you exhale, just gently come all the way down. Let your arms come by your sides and turn one cheek. Take a nice deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Turn the opposite way. And then let's open up through the shoulders a little bit. Open the arms wide into your T. Bring the right palm all the way flat onto the earth. Roll onto that right hip. Opening up to your degree. Keep the feet stacked, or if you want to add a little more bend, that left knee. Place the sole of that foot behind the right knee. Try to let the side of the head get heavy and soft here. Channeling the breath into that shoulder. Take another full breath. And then as you release, come back through center. We'll take it over to the left. So bring the left arm all the way out, palm nice and flat. Roll onto that left hip. Side of the head resting, and either just stacking the feet or maybe bending that right knee. Few deep breaths here, just letting your body soften in, open up. Take one more full breath, and then gently release, come back all the way to your belly. Come back into your Sphinx. So come back to the elbows under the shoulders and forearms forward. Soften the lower body, ground down through the elbows, gently lift the belly button and the heart, soften the shoulders. Settle the gaze out in front and just feel the body lengthening. Take another deep full breath in and out. And then gently come on back down, slide your hands back by your heart. And this time we're gonna press into a low cobra. So bring your shoulder blades onto your back. This time press the tops of the feet so that the lower body is engaged now. And then gently press, lifting your heart. You can stay low. Some of you might wanna come up a little bit higher. If you wanna scooch your hips forward and come into a high cobra or even upward facing dog with your legs off the earth. So take this to whatever degree of the pose your body's craving this morning. Feel the lift from the heart. Take another breath in, and then exhale it all back to your child's pose. Just moving slowly with intention, sending the breath now to the back body. Let's keep the fingertips tented again, and the forehead rounding toward the earth. Channeling the breath into the back body. Take one more full breath. And then from here, take an inhale, come back up through your table, and then we're gonna come into our downward facing dog. So just reposition as you need. Lift your hips, come into your inverted V, and then just take a few breaths here, either in stillness first, or you can walk it out. Find the grounding through your palms, so the fingertips, the ball joints of your hand, the heel of your hand. Try to equally distribute the weight there. Send the energy from the earth up through the arms, the shoulders, all the way up to the hips. Take an inhale, come high to your toes, lifting the hips. Take another breath in, and then slowly lower the heels down, sending that energy through the backs of the legs, out through the heels. Just take a few breaths here. Again, you can stay in stillness or walk it out a little side to side. So in your downward dog, you want to make sure your feet are about hip distance. You don't want them touching most of the time. You also don't want them as far as wide as the mat. So about hip distance, and then there's a tiny bit of like pigeon toed. So your toes are a tiny bit in, your heels a little bit out. So you really can't see your heels in your downward dog. So if you notice, you can. See if you can just turn them a little bit. And then come back in, take another deep full breath. And then step your feet a little closer together. Take an inhale to the ball joints of your feet, and then exhale, drop the heels to the right. Ground really through both palms, especially through that left side. Feel the whole left side of the body lengthening. Inhale, come back to center. Come back up to the ball joints of the feet. And then exhale, bring the heels over to the left. Grounding through the right palm. Feel the lengthening. Take another breath. And then inhale, come back to center. Come high onto the ball joints of the feet again. Take a breath in and out. And then exhale, release the heels back down. Bring your gaze forward and just walk your feet to meet your hands. Come on into a ragdoll at the front of your mat. So heel, toe your feet about hip distance. 2 fists between your toes is a good gauge. And then as much as you need to, bend the knees to come into your first fold here. Grab opposite elbows, let the crown of the head get heavy, and just breathe into this. You can bring a little sway,
maybe a tiny bounce, whatever helps your body settle in here. And just find that ease. You can close your eyes and just breathe into wherever your body feels tight. Take another deep, full breath. And then release the arms. And with bent knees, roll really slowly all the way to stand. So just take your time. You're going to let your head come up last. Try to visualize each of your vertebrae stacking on top of one another as you start to make your way toward vertical. Coming all the way up. And then the shoulders come onto your back. And eventually your head comes up. And then you can heel-toe your feet a little closer, coming into your mountain pose. So toes are just about touching. The heels are a little bit apart. So making that sort of pie shape with your feet. Opening the palms to the front of the room and just feeling the balance, the grounding, and the lengthening, the lifting at the same time. Take an inhale, sweep the arms high. And exhale, bring the hands through heart center as you come on down to your fold. Take an inhale breath and lift halfway. So fingertips anywhere between your ankles and your knees, extending the crown of the head forward, the tail to the back, engaging through the core, just like in our table. So protecting the lower back with your core strength. Take another breath in here. Exhale, come back down to your fold. Inhale again, lift halfway and lengthen. Exhale and fold. This time, inhale, sweep high with a long spine. Come all the way up. Lengthen high, and then exhale, swan dive, come back to your fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. This time, we're going to place our hands and step back to our high plank. So, most of you know lots of modifications here. So you can come right into your high plank with your knees lifted. Make sure that your hips aren't too high, and also definitely make sure that they're not sagging at all. So you want to be nice and flat like a plank. That's the name. You can modify this version by bringing your knees down and your toes down, or you can lift the toes and keep the knees. Again, here, make sure your hips aren't too high or you're almost in a table. So you want to make sure you bring them low enough that there's still that core engagement. You can also come down to forearms. Now, all this time that I'm talking, some of you might still have been in your plank, which is awesome. So we're all come to our plank. If your knees are lifted in either forearm version or full plank, then engage the quadricep muscles a lot. Feel them squeezing, engage the glutes, the core, everyone engage in the core, and mostly the breath. Let's take one more inhale together, and then drop the knees. Pivot the elbow creases to the front of the room as you slowly hinge at the elbows and come all the way down to your belly. And then pressing the tops of the feet, bring the shoulders on your back, lift the heart, come into your Cobra, low, medium, high, and then exhale it all the way back to your downward dog. And take 3 deep full breaths here. Sending the hips to the sky, heels to the earth, rounding through the palms. At the end of your third exhale, look forward, walk, step, or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long spine to sweep high. And exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, this time on the breath, step back, high plank. Take an inhale. Exhale, halfway to chaturanga. Either come all the way to your belly or go right into your upward facing dog. And then exhale, take it all the way back to your downward dog for 3 breaths. And in your third exhale, looking forward, walk, step, or jump. Feet to hands. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep high. Then one more time through on the breath. Exhale to swan dive. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, high plank to low. Inhale to your back bend. And exhale to downward facing dog. Again, 3 breaths. And in your third exhale, look forward, walk, step, or jump. Feet to hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep high. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take an inhale. Open mouth, exhale. And then next inhale, come to your Ukutasana. Bend the knees, drop the hips. Send the weight down and back. And you can keep your hands at your heart or you can send them high. But focus first on your lower body, squeezing the thighs toward one another. If you send your arms high, try to roll the pinky sides of your hands toward one another so that you're getting that nice opening through the shoulders instead of kind of closed up. Take another breath in, and then exhale the hands together at your heart center and take a twist to the right. Left elbow over right knee. Lift the heart as much as you can, press the palms together, twisting to the right, and take 5 deep breaths, filling the belly, softening into the twist. One more inhale. And with that 5th exhale, release, come back to your fold. Heel toe your feet hip distance. Grab the big toes with the peace fingers. Inhale and lengthen through the spine. And then exhale, release and drop into your fold. Dropping the crown of the head. Again, knees can be bent as much as your body requires here. You can still bring some movement, a little sway. Take another full breath. Releasing the toes, heel to the feet back toward one another. Come back into your Ukutasana with the arms high. Inhale. And then exhale, hands through heart center, twist to the left. Right elbow over left knee. Continue squeezing the thighs toward one another. Lift the heart a little bit, press the palms together. One more full breath. And then exhale, release, come back to center, heel to the feet. This time, let's interlace the fingers on the lower back. If your shoulders are tight, grab a strap or grab something to elongate there, or you can just bring your hands onto your lower back. Otherwise, interlace the fingers and let the arms drop overhead as you drop into your fold. Again, dropping the crown of the head, letting the gaze just settle toward the back of the room, back of the mat. This time breathing, sending the breath to the shoulders and the backs of the legs, or maybe just focusing more on one space. Take one more full breath. And then release the arms, heel to the feet back toward one another. Bend the knees, drop the hips. Inhale, come back to your center. Ukutasana, 1 breath. Inhale. And then exhale to fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And then exhale, step back high to low plank. Inhale to your Cobra or your upward facing dog. And exhale it all the way back, downward facing dog. You can inhale, lift your right leg high. Lengthen through that the right heel. And then bend the knee and keep lifting as you stack the right hip on top of left. Let the left heel get a little heavier. Ground through both palms, maybe peek under that right arm. Opening up through. Take another inhale, and then turn that hip back down. Step that right foot all the way through. Drop the back knee and come up into a low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Inhale the arms high. Soften into that hip. You might stay up really high. Some of you might drop in a little lower. So you take the pose to your place for one more breath. Inhale. And then exhale. Release the hands. Take that right foot back up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale. Release it down. Inhale. Take the left leg high. Lengthen it first through the heel. And then bend the knee, stack the hip, and open up. Let that right heel get a little heavier, open through the front of the body. Maybe peek under that left arm. Take another breath in. And then exhale as you turn the hip down and step that left foot all the way through. Drop the back knee. Inhale up to your low lunge. Anjaneyasana, grounding through that left heel just a little bit. Lifting from the heart, softening through the shoulders, and softening into that right hip flexor. So again, to your degree, whether you're up high or down low, don't force your body anywhere it's not comfortable going. Just let it settle in. Take one more breath. And then exhale, release the hands. Send that left foot back up to your three-legged dog. Inhale. And exhale, release it back down. And take 3 deep breaths in your downward dog. You can always come down to a table or to a child's pose, anywhere to give yourself a reset or catch your breath. And then if you were in a different pose, come back to your downward facing dog. Take an inhale, lift the right leg high. And then exhale, step it forward. This time keep the back knee high. Come on up to your crescent lunge. So squaring your hips toward the front of your mat. Dropping into your degree, keeping strength in that back leg. Now, as an option, you can always bring that back knee back down. So feel free to be in either place. But if you are lifted, then keep the back leg strong, soften down through the shoulders, and just let the gaze settle forward. Finding your balance, finding your strength, and finding the softness at the same time. Take another breath in, lift from the heart, and exhale, release. Send that right foot back up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale, release it down. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, step it forward, crescent lunge on the left. Ground through that left heel as you inhale and come high. And then settle in. Drop into the hip. The back leg is lifted, keep it strong. Squaring the hips. So squaring the hips means grounding that left heel to help guide it back a little bit. If you find, feel like your hip is opening a little bit, maybe come up out of your lunge so that you can square it and then try to drop back in. Soften down through the shoulders, lift up through the heart. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, release. Send the left foot to the sky. Inhale. And exhale, release it down. Take 3 breaths in your downward dog. Next inhale, take the right leg high. Inhale. Exhale it forward, this time warrior 1. Turn the outer edge of that back foot down. Grounding through both heels. Inhale and come up. So now we've opened the hips just a little bit. So they should be a little bit more comfortable coming into your warrior 1. Now that left hip is going to be open just a little bit because that heel is down, but you can still try to square your rib cage and your shoulders and your gaze toward the front of the room. Take another breath in, and then exhale, release your hands and interlace them on the lower back, or again, grab a strap or just grab the back of your clothing. We're gonna humble our warrior, so take an inhale
And squeeze the shoulder blades as you lift the heart, maybe lift the gaze a little bit. And then as you exhale, try to lead with the heart as you come down to humble. At the same time, ground through that right heel, so you're guiding the right hip back. Try not to drop in and open up. You want to try to keep the hips squaring as much as possible. Drop the crown of the head, drop the arms overhead. A lot going on in this pose. Your balance, your strength, guiding that hip back, opening through the shoulders. And breathing, most importantly. If you find that you're holding your breath, just come out of the pose a little bit. Okay, Rocky. Take another full breath, and then go ahead and release your hands, sweep them high. Come back up to your warrior one. And then exhale, release. Send that right foot to the sky. Inhale, lengthen it up. And exhale, release it back down. Take a pause. And then with your next breath in, take your left leg high. Exhale, step it forward. Warrior one on the left. Ground down. Inhale to come up. And then just settle in. Ground through both heels, squaring off through the torso, softening the shoulders. Take another inhale, and then exhale, release the hands. See if you can find the opposite interlace, the one that doesn't come natural here. And then again, squeezing the shoulder blades as you lift the heart and inhale, grounding through that left heel, guiding the left hip back as you exhale. Come on down into your humble. Dropping the crown of the head, dropping the arms overhead. And just letting the gaze settle toward the back of the room. And take one more breath in. And then with the exhale, release the hands, sweep them back up to your warrior one. Take one more breath in, and then exhale, release, sweep that left leg high. Inhale, and exhale, release it back down. Come back to your downward dog, or drop down to your child's for a breath or two. And making your way back to your downward facing dog. Take an inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, step it forward, warrior one. Round down, inhale up. And then exhale, open to your warrior two. So readjusting your stance as you need, maybe widening it. I usually have a wider stance for my warrior two than for the warrior one. And then just checking your alignment, making sure that right knee is tracking to the right edge of your mat. Extending the arms, settling the gaze, softening the shoulders. We're doing none of those things and just breathing and wherever you are. Take another full breath here. And then lengthening that front leg, reverse your warrior. Fingertips can be straight up, maybe a little bit toward the back of the room. Just make sure that left hand doesn't put any pressure on that knee joint. So if it's resting gently there, that's fine. Just don't press it into your body. Take another breath in, and then exhale, come back through your warrior two. We're gonna drop into our side angle. So let that right elbow rest gently. Send the left fingertips to the sky, ground into that right heel a lot so you guide the hips back, and then twist open the lower ribs and the heart, twisting open. So really getting a little deeper into that right hip, making sure you're aware of how much weight's in that right elbow. You can always lift it, so give yourself a little check. And then you can bring it back down and let it rest there, but try not to just be kind of really hanging out with all your weight in there. You can also send it forward if you want to engage a little bit more. From here, let's add a half bind. Take that left hand to the back body, encouraging the opening through that shoulder, through the front of the body, the sternum. If you want to go for a full bind, take that right hand, turn the palm toward the back of the room. See if you can bend it around that leg. Reach for those other fingertips. Now, if you can reach them and connect them, the next thing is see if you can come back up to your open heart and take another breath. I can see some of you. Wherever you are, take one more breath in, and then release everything and reverse your warrior, lengthen your front leg. Inhale, and then from here, let's come into our triangle. So sending the hips back and the torso forward as far as you can take it, and drop the right fingertips, left fingers to the sky. If you have a block nearby, it's a great place to use it behind the leg for that right hand. And coming into your 5-pointed star, grounding into those right toes. Making sure that knee isn't locked. You have just a little bit of engagement there. And again, twisting open from the lower ribs and the heart. Breathe in fully. And take one more inhale. And then exhale, release everything down. Send the right foot to the sky. Inhale. And then exhale, release it down to meet the left, and either take a breath or two here, or take this through a vinyasa, high to low plank. It's just a little reset. Bring it back to your downward facing dog. And then from there, take an inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, step it forward, warrior one on the left. Ground down, inhale, come on up. And then exhale, open it to your warrior two. Again, just readjusting your stance, checking your alignment, and then settling in with your breath. And take one more full breath here. And then reverse your warrior, lengthen that front leg. Inhale. And then exhale, come back through your warrior two into your side angle. So grounding into the left heel, guiding the hips back, right fingertips high. And then trying to twist your torso open. Lengthen the fingertips high. And again, making sure that your weight is reasonable on that left elbow. You determine what reasonable is. Take another breath in. And then let's take that right hand to a half bind, bring the back of the hand to the back body, or you could just bring it to your hip. If your shoulders are tight, this is a great place to start to just encourage that right shoulder opening. If you have it on the back body, you want to go for the full bind, you can take that left hand, excuse me, palm to the back of the room. See if you can get down there and bend it around the left leg. Find those other fingertips, and then maybe come back up to your open heart. Wherever you are, take one more full breath. And then release that. Everybody reverse, lengthen, and inhale. And then from here, we'll come into our triangle. So keeping that length, shifting the hips back. Bringing the torso forward, and then dropping in. Again, if you have a block, great place to add a little support. Opening up here. Rounding into that that left big toe. Take one more full breath. And then exhale, release. Bring both hands down. Send that left foot straight up to the sky. Lengthen it up. Inhale. And exhale, release it down. Take a breath or two in your downward dog or any other resting. Take one more breath in. At the end of your exhale, look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale to your Ukutasana. And exhale to stand. I'll just do a few standing balance poses. We have a of time, I believe. So let's come on into our eagle first. So we'll bring the balance onto the left, cross the right knee over. So you can let that right foot kind of hang out. You can let it kickstand onto the ground, or maybe you can tuck it behind. If your body does that, not everybody's does. So find your lower body first, maybe you drop in a little deeper, then inhale the arms high, and then sweep them down. We're gonna take left arm over, right arm under, bend the elbows, bring the palms to one another, and then lift the elbows, press the palms away from your face, and then drop the elbows just a snitch to get the maximum opening through the backs of the shoulder blades. Maybe you drop in a little deeper to your lower body. Take 3 more breaths when you get there. At the end of your third exhale, release the arms, release the legs, sweep everything high. And exhale the hands through heart center. And we'll take the other side. So bringing the balance onto your right. Cross the left over and either let it hang out, kickstand, or tuck. And then inhale the arms high. Exhale, sweep them down. This time right arm over, left arm under. Bend the elbows, bring the palms to touch. Lift the elbows, press the palms away from your face, and then drop the elbows in just a tiny bit. Maybe drop in a little deeper to your lower body. Settle your gaze and feel your breath. One more inhale, and exhale, release everything, sweep high, and exhale, hands through to heart center. And just take a breath here, inhale, open mouth, exhale, and then inhale, sweep the arms high, exhale, sweep them down, come back into the first side of eagle arms, so left arm over, right arm under. We're going to turn this way, and then we're just going to come into our warrior 3. So with the balance on our left, take the right leg, heel flexing, pinky to the side of that foot dialed down, and just slowly come into your warrior 3, engaging through the core, settling your gaze and finding your breath. Maybe bring the elbows a little bit away from your chest. Take another inhale, release the arms, interlace them on the back body, release the right foot back down, and come forward into your fold. Let the arms come overhead. Take one more full breath here. And then release the arms. Slowly roll yourself back up to stand. All the way back up. Take an inhale, sweep high. As you exhale, sweep down, and then bring right arm over left. Eagle the arms. Bring the weight onto the right. Flex that left heel and slowly just kind of pendulum into your warrior 3. Pinky to the side of that left foot dialed down to keep the hips square. Maybe pressing the palms, lengthening. Take another breath in, and then gently release the arms. Again, sweep them behind, interlace the fingers. Bring that left foot back down to meet the right. Take an inhale and lengthen, and exhale, come back into your fold. You can come back into this arm, shoulder opener one more time if you want, or if you want to come into a different, you can come into Gorilla Asana, and come back into your ragdoll. But if you like the shoulders, you want to do one more opening, you can just stay here for a few more breaths. One more inhale, and then release whatever arms you have. Walk your hands forward, walk your feet back into your downward facing dog. Take a breath in, and a breath out. And then inhale, hinge forward, and slowly come all the way to your belly on a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come all the way down. Let one cheek turn, bring your arms by your sides. Take a nice deep full breath in and an open mouth exhale.
And then turn the opposite cheek. And come back. Take another deep full breath in. Full breath out. And then we'll come into a locust pose. So your shoulders should be feeling pretty open now. We've done a lot of shoulders. So if you want, interlace them on the lower back. Otherwise, you can bring them wide like airplane, or you could send them forward, pistol lock the fingers. Make sure the tops of the thighs and the tops of the feet are grounding. And then when you're ready, inhale, lift everything up. Send your toes to the back of the room, knuckles to the back of the room, squeezing the shoulder blades if your hands are behind. Otherwise, sending them forward. Softening the gaze. Take 3 more breaths. One more inhale, and then exhale, release everything down. Turn one cheek. Gently sway the hips side to side, or you can bend the knees and windshield wiper the feet. And then just bring your hands by your heart and gently move yourself back to your child's pose. Slowly, and you can come into any variation here if you like the tented fingertips and the forehead, or you can bring your hands back by your heart, by your heels, and give the shoulders a little break back here. And then just shift your weight to one side, swing your legs out in front and come onto your back. We're going to come right down to our back and come into a bridge pose. So setting your feet are parallel and they're about hips width, and then you're going to walk them in so that you can just feel the backs of your heels with your fingertips. And then take an inhale and imprint your lower back. So really ground it. As you exhale, ground down through your heels. Start to lift your hips, engage the quads, walk the shoulder blades toward one another. Maybe you interlace the hands. And then keep grounding through the heels and keep lifting the hips till you reach your pinnacle. And then take 5 breaths there. When you've finished your 5th breath, slowly start to walk the shoulder blades apart as you lower down 1 vertebrae at a time from your neck to your tail. Bring all the way back down, and then bring the soles of the feet together into Supta Baddha Konasana. You can let your hands rest on the tops of your thighs or just by the sides of your body. Let your face soften, maybe let your eyelids get heavy. Just take a few deep breaths here, letting your body settle in. Your legs still in your Supta Baddha Konasana. Inhale the arms overhead and lengthen. And then exhale as you bring them back down. Just guide your knees back toward each other and then hug them into your chest. Let them come toward your chest as you let your lower back just soften onto the earth. We'll come into an inversion. So either legs up. If you have a wall, I encourage you to scooch over close to your wall and send your feet straight up there. And if you have a block, you can use that under your lower back, either by the wall or just in the middle of your room. Arms can come by your sides. If you practice shoulder stand, you prefer to come into that, you can of course come onto that. Rolling onto the tops of the shoulders. Bringing the hands on the lower body for support, setting the legs high. So either place. When you get yourself settled there, let your face soften. Eyelids get heavy. Let your body just melt in. Reversing the blood flow. If you're in shoulder stance, starting to make your way out, coming in through plow, bringing the toes overhead, keeping the hands on the lower back for support. And then everybody started to make your way out. If you're in legs up and you have a block, just bring your feet down to gently lift your hips, remove the block. And everybody just hug your knees into your chest, give them a nice squeeze, and then we'll take a spinal twist. So we'll take an eagle variation, so cross left knee over right. Shift your hips to the left and drop your knees to the right. And then try to get both shoulders heavy on the mat. Bring the left arm out like a wing and bring your gaze to the left. If this is too intense, of course, you can just uncross the legs and bring the knees together. And take a few deep breaths here. And then gently release and come back through center. And we'll switch sides. Crossing right knee over left. Shift your hips to the right and then drop your knees to the left. Bring your right arm out like a wing and your gaze to the right. Use your breath to try to soften your body in here. Your eyes get heavy. Take another breath. And then release, making your way back to center and preparing for your Shavasana. So uncrossing the legs, maybe you give them one more squeeze in toward your body. Maybe a little rock and roll, whatever helps your body re-acclimate, and then extending the legs long, using any props to let your body find the most ease and comfort here, extending the arms by your sides. When you get settled, taking a deep breath in through the nose, sending it out through the mouth. And just letting your whole physical body settle and soften.
Starting to bring some awareness back to your breath and to your physical body. And some gentle movements to your fingers and toes. With your next inhale, lengthen your arms overhead. Take a nice deep breath in. And then exhale, hug everything in tight. Squeeze your knees in. And then drop everything to one side. Take another deep, full breath. And then when you're ready, making your way back up to a comfortable upright. Bring the hands to the heart center. And take the next breath to bring back to mind your intention, your dedication, your focus. Inhale it, imprint it in the front of your mind. Breathe it in. And then let's bring our hands to our crown to honor those thoughts, and to our throats to honor our words, to our hearts to honor our souls and the light that shines in each one of us. Namaste.